The question really is, why are melanated people, no matter their status, no matter their achievements, no matter their net worth, no matter their accomplishments, why is everyone still seeking and crying out for help? See, let me tell you, lean in real close. Racism, white supremacy. Look, if you're anything like me, when the challenges of life come knocking at your heart, when your spirit is broken, when you're mentally fighting to keep balanced thoughts, when you're physically tired and mentally drained, you'll keep your head held high, moving forward like nothing is wrong, holding on tight to your true faith, okay, tight to your true faith. But you may even suffer in silence or feel alone most days. But let me be the one to tell you, you're not alone. Melanated men and women alike, despite what they say, have a difficult time asking for help. Let me tell you what they say. They say people struggle to ask for help due to a variety of reasons, including fear of appearing vulnerable or weak, because we want to be so strong, fear of judgment or rejection, and concerns about burdening others. Like, I don't want to put that on you. You got a lot going on. It's too much. I don't want to dump on you. Yeah, we all say it. We all been through it. And although these are true statements, that is not it, okay? That is not even the beginning of it. Melanated people come from a horrific past, and we cannot deny it, we cannot negate it, we cannot neglect it. We come from a horrific past, and guess what? Your genes, your DNA, RNA, it doesn't go anywhere. So all of these things are playing in the background, all the way back to slavery, where we were torn apart from our families. And I know y'all like, oh no, she didn't just go there. I did. Because we were torn apart from our families, our husbands, our children. And guess what? We were not able to ask the next Black person for help. We couldn't even communicate with each other without our tongues being ripped out, without being hung on a tree, without our bodies being torn apart. Y'all know what we went through. Yeah, guess what? That's still there. So, the PTSD and the traumas and the wanting help but not being able to ask for help, yeah, that's where it comes from. But they're not going to tell us that. So I'm saying it here on the Vantage Point. Don't keep yourself in a place of hurt and pain. Don't sink down so deep that it's hard to get up. Ask for help, seek help. But the question is how? How do we ask for help? It's hard, and since it's something that we're not familiar with, exactly how do we do it? Well, you know me, I'm not going to tell you how I feel. Let's get into the scriptures real quick, okay? Proverbs 12:15 says, "The way of a fool is right in his own eyes." See, because we, a lot of times, when we need help, we either self-diagnose, and my teacher talks about this a lot. My teacher, my pastor, my reverend, everything, okay? He talks about this a lot, how we like to self-diagnose and self-medicate of what we think is going on, what we think is wrong. And I was actually watching a podcast. I heard Michelle Obama say, "You can't grow in your own mind alone." Yeah, she said, "You can't grow in your own mind alone." I was like, that's what I was just saying. But really, let's get back to it. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. So the scripture is telling us that we have to seek counsel. We have to seek wise counsel. We get distracted a lot of times when we're in a place of need, when we're in a place of pain, when we're in a place of hurt, we tend to distract ourselves with what's around us. The songs that speak to our hurt. We've all been there, from breakups to makeups to divorces to betrayals and anything. We've always turned on that good song. The you wasn't there, where you was at, the whatever it was, the song was ready, okay? And TV shows that make us feel, good, or just distracts us from the real problem. We have so many distractions. I mean, it's countless ways to distract ourselves. But because you don't have a person to lean on, because nobody heard your cry for help, you may have reached out and not received the response that you wanted, or you may have not reached out at all. But because you didn't seek that help, a lot of times we engage in these distractions, and they don't push us towards strength. These distractions don't push us towards finding a way out of this place. So we end up in like this time loop. Like we end up stuck in this time frame. It reminds me of what I was taught about how melanated people are kind of stuck or frozen in time, where when we're not moving forward as a people, we stay stuck in this period of time because we're not moving and not developing mentally. We're not moving forward as a people towards our liberation. Well, see, the same thing happens in this place we find ourselves in, needing help, but we're stuck in this one time frame or this one time bubble where whatever it is that you're trying to work through, you're either recycling through those thoughts, or you're recycling through this routine of waking up, going to work, getting back into the movie, going to sleep, going to work, getting back into the music, going to sleep, going to work, talking, whatever that distraction is. Yeah, it keeps us stuck in time. And we need to move forward. So I'm hoping the scriptures can do that for us. It says in Proverbs 15:22, and just so y'all know, I always have my Bible, but I just want to kind of keep it brief. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in multitude of counselors, they are established. I don't think y'all heard that, okay? I want to get into it. I wasn't going to get into it, but I want to get into it real quick. Because I come from a background of language is key. And so, a lot of times we can just read scriptures and just say what it says, but not really know what it says because we don't really know what it says in the language. So in Proverbs 15:22, it says, without counsel, purposes. And the word in Hebrew for purposes is makashabo. Hope I'm saying that correct. And it means thought, it means device, it means plan, it means purpose, it means invention. Without counsel, thought, without counsel, purpose, without counsel, devices, without counsel, invention, are disappointed. The word disappointed is parar, and it says to break, to frustrate. So without counsel, you're going to be frustrated. Without counsel, you're going to stay broken. Without counsel, you're going to violate. Without counsel, and violate, that means you may violate the law. Without counsel, we do things and we find ourselves being in and out the world and doing the things that we know we shouldn't be doing. And it says, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. They are established, says kum. And it says to arise, to stand up, to become powerful. So with this counsel, once you put down that defeat, once you put down that insecurity, once you put down that pain, once you put down that being in your own head, you will arise, you will stand, you will maintain oneself, you will endure, you will be fixed. It says to be fixed. It says to be valid. See, all the validation that we're seeking, the validation is in the scriptures because it's telling you to seek counsel, wise counsel, to be proven. It doesn't say seek YouTube. I'm on YouTube, but I'm leading you to the scripture. So you know what I'm trying to say. It doesn't say seek, it doesn't say seek material things. It doesn't say seek hip hop. It doesn't say seek R&B, even though I love my music. It says seek counsel, to be set, to be fixed, to persist, to be fulfilled. I wasn't going to get into the word, but we're going to get into it. 2 Corinthians 12:9. And I had this one up. And it says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. For my strength is made perfect in my weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Let's look at the language really quickly. It says, and he said unto me, my grace, meaning that which affords joy, pleasure, delight, sweetness, charm, loveliness, grace of speech, goodwill, loving kindness, favor, the merciful kindness by which the Most High exerting his holy influence upon souls, a gift of grace, a benefit, a bounty, is sufficient. Sufficient, the word is archeo, and it says to be possessed of unfailing strength. See, when I think sufficient, I wasn't thinking unfailing strength. That means, you know how strong your strength has to be, strong strength. You know how deep, do you know how rooted you have to be? How much of a foundation you have to have for you to have unfailing strength? That means no matter who walks in the room, that means no matter where you walk out into the world, that means no matter who comes at you, the devil can't bring you down. The devil can't break you because you have unfailing strength to be strong, to suffice, to be enough. To be enough. Because when we seeking for help, we don't feel like we are enough. There's something missing. There's something that's going on. There's some pieces missing. Some things are not in sequence. But this says you will be possessed of unfailing strength. Okay, hold on, y'all. I need y'all to be in this with me. I need y'all to see this, okay? So, let's get it. We're in the scripture, and we just looked at the word for sufficient. As it says, and he has said, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected. The word perfected, to bring to a close, to finish, to end, to complete. You know, a lot of people think that the word perfect means that it's not flawed. But really, the etymology of the word perfect means complete, to complete something. See, when you're seeking help and you decide to get on the path of righteousness, when you decide to give your life to true faith, you have to complete that path. You have to complete that walk. You have to finish it. Because we don't see things through to the end. You have to accomplish it, and you have to perform. Did y'all see the word perform? To perform, to execute. Be your best in righteousness, the same way we've done in debauchery. In weakness, my want of strength. See, my want of having the capacity when I'm sick, when my health is not at its best, the want of and that need for great and glorious, to do glorious things, to restrain from corrupt desires. See, when you have true faith, your faith is so strong that when you need it, it doesn't let you down. That's what it's saying. My strength is made perfect. My strength is made complete in my weakness, because when I'm in my weak state, my true faith is so strong that it will get me through. My true faith is so strong that I can bear the trials and the troubles. I can restrain from corrupt desires. I can do glorious things. I can stand strong in my weakness. See, here at the Holy Coptic Church, you're given the tools necessary to stand strong. You're given true faith, not blind faith, but you're given true faith that helps lead the way. You're able to see a clear path. And it says power, dunamis, strength, power, ability. We're back to strength again. Ability, power to perform miracles, because the helping hand you need is at the end of your own arm. So you're seeking counsel, because counsel is going to help you put it in the right sequence. Counsel is going to tell you the right order of things. It's going to take all the chaos and put it in order. But the power to perform miracles takes a portion of you, the strength in you that's inside, to rise up, to fix a tent or habitation on, to dwell in, to rest upon me. That means that this is not fleeting. This is something you want to rest in you, to dwell in you. You want it to be your new 0 point, your new default. You understand? Of me, I, me, my. This is not the false ego. This is not a different personality, another spirit, but in you. So we can't find strength in the distractions. When we are feeling like we need help, it's time to seek the right kind of help. And I can only tell you what worked for me. I can only tell you that I've tried everything else. And, there's nothing better than seeking wise counsel. There's nothing better than putting yourself in the right environment. It wasn't until I stepped into my way of life, my true religious identity, it wasn't until I really embraced the tonism that, I was able to really get the help that I needed. And I'm not talking about when I was straddling the fence, jumping from one side and running back over to the other. Sometimes we leave our faith and try to run back to true faith, and that doesn't do it either. So I wasn't ready at those moments, right? I was kind of just like a lot of us, still wanting, other things. But it wasn't until I started walking in my true faith, right? It wasn't until I was able to hear, listen, and obey. It wasn't until I was willing and obedient and until I really received the help that I needed. So I say this to say, I can only advise you of what worked for me. And until we're ready for true change, right? True change that's connected to liberation, true change that's connected to your experience. Until we're ready for that, we'll still stay stuck in this loop. Because, sometimes we seek just a pat on the back, a shoulder to lean on, some words of encouragement, and then we go back to doing what we were doing. We say we want help, but we get that temporary fix, that little motivation, and then we go back to the same things we were doing. So that's not really wanting help to stand up and stand strong, as the scripture says, right? If we're ready to move towards reality of what fulfills us and our purpose, then we will never find the answer to the help that we need. And how do I know this? Because guess what? From Michelle Obama to Oprah Winfrey to whoever it is that you look at, they all say the same thing. They're all working through things. They're all still seeking help. They're all still going through the same things you and me are going through. And that's the truth. So why are melanated people? The question really is, why are melanated people, no matter their status, no matter their achievements, no matter their net worth, no matter their accomplishments, why is everyone still seeking and crying out for help? same people who believe in God, God-fearing people, why are we still seeking help for help? See, let me tell you, lean in real close. Racism, white supremacy. See, until we attach that to everything we spoke about, until we attach that one piece to everything else we spoke about, we all gonna be going through some things. Because Bob Neely Fuller, right? He's a Coptic Pope, and his name is Dr. Neely Fuller, and he spoke about how if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is, and how what it does, how it was constructed, then everything you seek to do, every business you seek, he didn't say this, I'm just kind of adding some context, every business you seek to start, every mode of success, everything you seek to do will only confuse you. Will only confuse you, because at the bottom, the foundation of all of this hurt is racism, white supremacy. And until we understand that, we'll be in our own bubble thinking that we need this personal help, but this is a collective experience. You have been targeted by racism, white supremacy, from the intruding thoughts, next week's episode, to the anxiety, to everything that you're going through. As melanated people, boils down to racism, white supremacy. But it can be fixed, and we can overcome. The theme this season is overcoming and transcending. Yeah, well, we can overcome and we can transcend, but you have to join something. Because the thing that you join is going to create the environment for you. It's going to give you the mental fortitude, just even creating those routines of doing something that's going to give you the mental strength and fortitude. If it's working out, going to the gym, doing your mile runs, something that's going to make you, challenge you. But most importantly, join something. And I'm saying join the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah, because that black part, that's what you need. That's what's going to solve the equation for you. So I hope this has helped. I really have a lot more to say, but these videos are supposed to be short in contrast to the podcast. So tune in this Friday. The topic is conversations with God. Because with all the help that we're seeking, we can't do it without the Most High. We can't do it without God in our life. So tune in this Friday for Conversations with God, where we'll take this little piece that I gave today and magnify it and really find some answers. I'll see you then. Peace and blessings.